Alright, hello everyone, this is Rich, and I am back with a part 2 for my VHS and DVD update for July 15th, 2010. As I said, it's my part 2. Alright, next we have a movie that my girlfriend seriously just threw at me and told me to keep it. Because she's a fan of serial killers, mostly Richard Ramirez. She has like this weird fascination with the Night Stalker. And she saw this movie, and she saw it for like a couple dollars. She's like, yeah, it might not be too bad. It's called The Night Stalker. And it has, what the hell's his name? What the hell is his name? Charles Napier. Charles Napier in it. And we're like, okay, Night Stalker movie. Essentially probably like Charles Napier trying to get, you know, Richard Ramirez type character. And it's not. Like, it has, like, it says it has, like, you know, inspired by Richard Ramirez, California Murders. No. Because you know why? Richard Ramirez didn't kill people and then steal their soul essence to fucking make him a superhuman being. No. He didn't do that. It's completely off. No, movie. No. This movie was shit. And I think that's probably why I think we bought it for $2. But yeah, and also the transfer was terrible. Like, you can actually, when we're watching it, my girlfriend got pissed because you actually can see, like, the VHS, like, tracking lines. I'm like, oh my god, I could have made this DVD, and it would have been just as good. But yeah, unless you're, like, I won't even say if you're a hardcore Richard Ramirez fan to get this, because you'll just be mad at all the complete inaccuracies of this film. Like, there's barely any, like, Satan stuff or something like that in here. You know, he doesn't put the thing on his hand. None of that kind of stuff. Nothing. The guy barely even looks like fucking Richard Ramirez. Makes me sad. Don't watch this movie. If you see somebody with it that's not me, you punch him right in the face. You're like, what the fuck? Go watch a good movie. Go watch some documentary about serial killers. You ass. Alright. Do this one. I love this movie. I loved this one since I got it. I saw it in the theaters. Everything. I watched it a good couple times because it makes me think. I love movies that make me think sometimes. The Truman Show. Jim Carrey. One of his first drama-y movies, if not his first, offhand. Other than maybe Man on the Moon. I don't know if this was done the same year. I don't think it was. No, it's 1990. I think Man on the Moon came out in the early 2000s. Well, I mean, even 2000. Anyways, essentially it's Truman. I forget his damn name. Alright, Truman. He's a guy who doesn't know he's on this TV show. He's like, who was born and bought by a studio, and the whole thing is this giant world that was created with all these actors in them and like cameras watching his whole life. And eventually, like, Truman gets the idea, like, you know, somebody's watching him, like, something's going on, he doesn't know what it is, and he tries to escape from every area, like, the place, like, he wants to go to Fiji, and they're like, no, you can't go here, you gotta do this, you have obligations, and he's like, no, I'm gonna go, and he, like, tries to leave several times, and they're like, oh, it's a nuclear spill, and he's like, it's funny, and it's got drama, it's intense. I would seriously recommend this movie. Like, when I first watched this movie, it got me kind of paranoid too. I'm like, man, what if my life's on TV? You know, I'm like, oh. Like, you're looking around, like, where are the cameras and my buttons? Check all my buttons for button cameras and shit. But yeah, loved it. Loved this movie. Grade fucking A, man. It's good stuff. This is like in my probably like top 10 favorite Jim Carrey movies. This is probably like number 5. Next is one of the movies I got from Wet Movie 1. I traded him for Child's Play 2, the extended edition, and he sent me a couple of movies that I was just like, send me some B movies. I don't care what you got, just send me something. And he sent me 3. This is one of the 3 I believe he sent me. It's called Forest of the Dead, and it's directed by Brian Singleton, which I recognize the name, but I don't know what it's about. I recognize it. And essentially it's a slasher movie, and I really wanted to like the movie because it's like a zero budget horror, and I'm all for zero budget horror, you know, with the hack movies and the trauma and the LBP. I want to love it. I want to love it. But it was just bad. Like, I mean, there's bad acting and there's bad acting. Like, I could do it. Like, there's scenes where people are supposed to be pissing, and you could literally see the bottle that they're shaking to, like, look like they're taking a piss. Some of the special effects they could have, like, actually researched on the internet and, like, were able to pull it off a little better. Like, there are certain scenes where they take the shot, like, from Dawn of the Dead when the zombie gets, like, slapped in the face with the machete, and they did it, but it comes off kind of hokey and unbelievable, and, you know, like, I really don't want to bash a movie because it has no budget, but it just seems like you could have tried better. I don't know if there was a rush in the filming, or there was some weird thing with special effects artists. And also the editing was way off. Like, there were certain scenes like where there's too much coverage. Way too much coverage for certain things. Like some asshole walking for like a minute and a half. You don't need to have that. There was only like one or two characters I actually kind of liked. There was this guy with an afro who gets killed later on. And there was another one from, it was like this nerd guy who, like, every time he sees a girl, like, he, like, creams in his pants. It's actually kind of funny. But yeah. Like, I just don't recommend this movie unless you're like some masochist like me that likes zero budget horror. But even then, like, I mean, you're not gonna like it. Like, if I had to rate this movie on like a 0 B movie scale, like a 0 budget B movie scale, like, it would probably be like a C, maybe. And I hate to give bad ratings to people that did these kind of movies, but it just seems like they didn't try. I mean, I feel as if they could have tried better, you know. But if you're a fan of slashers, if you're a fan of like The Hills Have Eyes type of, like, you know, like you're in the woods, you know what's going on, you're getting killed, Mother's Day kind of feeling to it, then try it. If you're a fan of Brian Singleton, which I know that name. If anyone out there knows that, what that reference is to, he's like some special effects artist, some director, I can't remember. Write it on the comments below. Anyway, don't recommend that one. Last one, though, I do recommend because this movie's fucking brilliant, and if you don't like it, you're an asshole. Got me? Detroit Rock City is fucking awesome. I got this movie for $4 at CD Warehouse. It's brand fucking new. Has a little scuffing on the casing, but that's not, you know, that's not anything deal. Awesome film. Awesome comedy. Fan of Kiss. It's brilliant. Like, it's about 4 guys in the 70s wanting to get to a Kiss concert, and all the shenanigans that happen in between them getting the tickets and then actually getting to the concert at the end. And then it involves it involves getting a priest high. It involves beating up disco guys. It involves what do they call that? Like Chippendales dancers, Redwood Furlong stripping, tits, blood, all kinds of funny stuff. I recommend the hell out of this film, and you can buy it for very cheap. I bought it for $4. That's not too bad. One of the great comedies, I believe, of the late 90s. I believe this movie came out like in the late 90s, I like to say. Does it say, real quick, if I can find it? 1999. Fucking awesome film. If you can find this, check it out. Very awesome, very funny. Edward Furlong, I believe, needs to get more work, even though he's like kind of like fucking loopy and like beats his wife and stuff. As far as his acting goes, I think it actually isn't too bad. I really don't want to see him in another Crow movie, but I think he deserves another shot at doing films. Alright, well, that's it for my DVD update for July 15th, 2010. I will be back, hopefully soon, with some reviews of some independent films, and I have a couple unboxings coming up if Full Moon decides to send me my shit. Alright, see you later, YouTube. Bye.